Thank you so much for having me here tonight. Thank you to Ratib. Thank you, Manal. Thank you, Know Thy Heritage. It is such an honor and privilege to be with you all tonight and to receive this award and, unexpectedly, this key. I look forward to getting the award. What a country Israel is. They hold thousands of Palestinians hostage, hundreds of Palestinian children hostage, and now they hold our awards hostage as well. Wow. Well, I look forward to receiving it. I'm honored, I'm humbled. It means a lot to me, and thank you for that kind introduction, Manal. Look, I don't deserve this award. The award is for people who are actually, we have journalists right now who are actually risking their lives to tell us the story of Palestine, to tell us the story of Gaza. I actually want to dedicate this award to journalists in Gaza who have given their lives to tell us what is happening. I can go on TV and I can go on debates and say this and that, but I'm only as good as the information that I receive, and the information we're getting are from people on the ground who have literally given their lives for this. I want to dedicate this award in particular to Hasan, who was 23 years old when he was killed in March of this year, a young, passionate, committed Palestinian journalist who I had the privilege of communicating with on Twitter DMs and WhatsApps just months, weeks before he was murdered. He gave everything at the age of 23 to tell us the truth, to tell us what is happening, to keep Gaza's voice alive. I have said it before and I will say it again. The Palestinian journalists, they are the best of us. They are the best of us. And that's so infuriating to see the way in which they are smeared and demonized, especially in death. And I think it's important for us to always keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 2 years, we have watched a nuclear-armed power illegally occupy another land, bomb hospitals, schools, apartment buildings, drive out and displace people from their homes, kill and maim children, defy international law, and engage in openly genocidal rhetoric. And we have watched the entire Western world condemn that occupier and stand with the occupied people. Confused? Don't be, I'm talking about Ukraine. In Ukraine for the past 2 years, Russia has done all of those things that I mentioned. And the West has condemned Russia for all of those things that I mentioned, been outraged about all of those things, put sanctions on Russia for all of those things. And yet when hospitals and schools are bombed in Gaza, when kids are killed and maimed in Gaza, when people are displaced from their homes in Gaza by an illegal genocidal occupier, the West says nothing. The West does nothing. Because in Gaza, the victims are Palestinian. That's the reason. We can talk all day about geopolitics and foreign policy and this and that, but fundamentally, the victims are Palestinian. So they are unpeople. Their lives don't matter. They don't count. The last US president says you can't trust Palestinians. The current US president uses Palestinian as an insult, as a slur. He called Chuck Schumer, he said Chuck Schumer's no longer Jewish, he's a Palestinian. Only Donald Trump can be anti-Semitic and anti-Arab in the same sentence. But that's the country we live in now. It is difficult to overstate just how much anti-Palestinian racism there is in America right now, across the West. Just how much Palestinians have been uniquely, relentlessly, shamelessly dehumanized and demonized. It is infuriating to see day after day, week after week, in our mainstream media, in the hallways of power. And I am not Palestinian myself. I did not grow up in Gaza under siege. I did not grow up in the West Bank under occupation. I did not grow up in exile, denied a right to return, waiting, as so many Palestinian families have, with their literal keys from 1948 and 1967. But the truth is, and it's sad that I have to say this, but the truth is that you don't need to be a Palestinian to stand with Palestine. You only need to be human. Human. I was preparing for this speech tonight, and I tried to remember when I first became interested in Palestine. when I first started supporting the Palestinian struggle for self-determination. And I just couldn't remember. Couldn't come up with a date, a moment, a time in my childhood or my teenage years or in my education. And so the truth is that I want to tell myself and tell you all today that I've always supported Palestine for as long as I can remember. I've always stood with Palestine because this issue of Palestine, of Gaza, is not an issue of geography, of land, of borders, of lines on a map. It is a moral and spiritual test for each and every one of us. It is a mirror for all of us around the world. Palestine is about answering some very simple questions. Are you on the side of the occupied or the occupier? Are you on the side of the oppressed or the oppressors? Are you on the side of justice or injustice? It really is that simple. I know we want to say it's complicated. You'll notice people, the worst people, and I'll come to the worst people, the people who sit in the middle and say, I don't take a position. I don't have any skin in this game. I'm not pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. Nothing to do with me. It's complicated. It isn't. It is super, super simple. Don't let anyone tell you that this is some complicated struggle that requires great study. It's very simple. For me, the answer to those questions has always been obvious, but especially over these past 2 years, where we have witnessed not a war, not a conflict, not a humanitarian crisis, but a genocide, a live-streamed genocide, for all of us to see. And so if you are still supporting what Israel is doing in Gaza, even now, then you're not pro-Israel, you are a sociopath. Again, it is that simple. If you support what is happening now, you support the starvation of babies, the mutilation of children, the murder of the elderly. You support blocking infant formula from going into Gaza. You support a fascist government whose ministers openly talk about burning Gaza to the ground, disassembling it, leaving it in piles of rubble. You are a sociopath if you support all of that. Let us be clear. Let us not normalize this stuff. Oh, you're pro-Israel. Oh, you're pro-Palestine. Oh, there's two sides. No. There's one side, opposing genocide. That is the only side. For me, in many ways, as I said, the people most responsible for the catastrophe in Gaza are not the ones loudly and shamelessly supporting it. No. It's the ones who see it all and stay silent. The ones who see it all and look away. The ones who see it all and pretend it isn't happening. Let me be clear tonight, and I want to say this, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, especially to my colleagues in Western mainstream media. Your silence is complicity. Your both-sidesism is complicity. Your euphemisms for genocide and ethnic cleansing is complicity. I founded Zeteo because I wanted to build an independent and defiant media outlet where people aren't afraid to say genocide, aren't afraid to platform Palestinian voices, aren't afraid to call out the brazen double standards between Gaza and Ukraine. And so our struggle here in the United States is twofold. To stand with Palestinians in the occupied territories, yes, but also to hold accountable the politicians, the institutions, the lobbyists, and yes, the media institutions here at home, here in the West, that enable the killing of Palestinians in Palestine to continue. The enablers. Here is the good news, though. I have some good news. Here is what they cannot kill. They cannot kill hope. They cannot kill resistance. They cannot kill the simple, stubborn fact that the Palestinian people are still here. How many of you in this room are Palestinian? A lot of you. You're still here, right? I can't hear you. Let's do it louder. After 77 years of dispossession, are you still here? After 58 years of occupation, are you still here? After 2 years of this vicious, disgusting genocide, are you still here and speaking out? Yes. We are, all of us are, Palestinians and non-Palestinians. I'm not a Palestinian myself. And the sociopaths, they say to me, why do you care? You're not Palestinian. You're born in the UK. Your parents are from India. Why do you care? You're not Arab. Why do you care? It's a sociopathic question. Let me just be clear. But my answer is very simple. I say, as Dr. King said, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I say, as Nelson Mandela said, that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinian people. And let me be clear, when I stand with Palestinians, when we all stand with Gaza right now, when we say free Palestine, we are also standing with the Rohingyas and the Uyghurs and the Kashmiris and the people of Sudan and the people of Ukraine. We're standing with every oppressed, occupied, persecuted people. Don't play your whataboutist games with us. We stand with occupied peoples everywhere. We are the side of moral consistency. And so, yes, this is a dark time. Yes, we are living through a historic and brutal genocide. But please, my friends, and I say this everywhere I go, I travel a lot. I've just come back from Michigan. I say it everywhere I go. Do not fall into despair. That is what they want. Despair, hopelessness. Remember the words of Dr. King, who said the arc of history bends towards justice. But here's the thing. It does not bend on its own. We have to bend it towards justice. We have to pull it towards justice. We, you and I in this room, have to drag it towards justice. How do we do that? We tell stories of resilience and resistance. We elevate the stories and voices of Palestinians together. We march in the streets together. We challenge our elected representatives together. And we hold our mainstream media accountable together. The fight for a free Palestine and an end to the genocide is a fight not just fought in the West Bank, but in Washington, D.C., not just fought in Nablus, but in New York, across cities and power centers across the Western world. So your presence here tonight, your persistence in this movement, your refusal to be silenced is at the core of resistance, at the core of the freedom struggle, at the core of the ongoing fight for self-determination. My dear friends, let us commit tonight that we will not stop speaking out. We will not stop marching. We will not stop resisting. And remember this, if you want to be hopeful and not fall into despair, in one pretty crucial sense, in one pretty dramatic way, Palestine has already won. It has won the argument. It has won the argument. It has won the hearts and minds of millions, billions of people across the world, from South Africa to Spain, from Ireland to Indonesia, from Belgium to Brazil. Millions of people of every race, every religion, every background, who now know the truth, who now chant the chant, who now believe what was once unthinkable and unsayable, that one day soon, Palestine will be free. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Thank you so much.